the end of the GPU shortage. That's right. Good news, everyone. The shortage hellhole that we've been living through may finally be coming to a close. It seems that there are GPUs available at a number of stores, multiple SKUs of GPUs in stock, multiple price points. I mean, the pricing is still a little wild, but ASUS came out and said they are dropping the MSRPs of their GPUs substantially. And it would seem like if there are enough GPUs around, people are going to stop paying exorbitant prices to scalpers, which means that competition, things should start to get a little less wild. Don't take my word for it, of course. You can see for yourself. I'm going to fire up microcenter.com here. It's going to just do a quick screen share, my boober.
We're already seeing the effects both from traditional retailers and from scalpers.
Absolutely. Look at this. 3090 Ti, yes, $2,200 is a freaking lot of money, but it's only $200 higher than the MSRP, which isn't even that unusual for an FTW3 Ultra version of a top-tier GPU.
It's already going to be slightly higher than the factory version.
RTX 3070 Ti, remember, this is a card that launched after NVIDIA launched the 3000 series with MSRPs that were really aggressive. So 3070 came in at $500 MSRP. Now the Ti version is going today for, $200 more. So is it a little inflated? Yeah, but it's not crazy, you know?
It's not as bad as it has been.
Yes,
it's an
exactly.
improvement. It is better.
Exactly, man. And you know what? I feel like there's going to be a lot of people out there that are going, yeah, Linus, whatever. We know that you're running a 3090 and you can, conjure a card if you feel like it.
Yeah. No, I agree with them. Whatever, Linus.
But here's the thing, guys. Okay, I actually bought more cards during this period than I ever have had to before. It's true.
Why?
Because we decked out the editing den. I actually bought a crap ton of super expensive GPUs. So that sucked, right? And number two, guys, do you have any idea how hard it's been to do our job? I've actually seen a lot of comments from people that noticed, like, hey, you guys really pivoted your content a lot over the last 18 months. Because when nobody is excited about building PCs,
you got to do something else.
We got to find some way to engage with people. And
people enjoy the bling content when there's a reasonable downstepped option that they can buy that is still really cool. Like it's fun to see like some Halo product. It's fun to go look at some like brand new amazing car when you know that you can still afford a car from that brand. Maybe not the same one, but from that brand. When it's like basically impossible to buy anything at all.
Then why are you even going to bother being a PC enthusiast?
For people that me, where like I didn't used to, back when I absorbed this type of content much more frequently. Back when I did that, I would do it mostly around when I was making builds.
Exactly.
I wasn't a fan viewer. I was more like informational viewer. Informational viewers, what? You're not building computers anyways.
And like,
so why are you watching?
Okay, what's really cool about seeing the latest and greatest is that because, especially the way that things have been progressing faster lately, because of the way that computer technology continues to develop and get more exciting, whatever you see that's latest and greatest, shiny, Halo tier product, well, that's probably going to be available to you as a mid-range product one cycle or two cycles down the road.
Yeah.
And so when even an entry-level enthusiast gaming card was completely unattainable to people, it just sucked the fun out of it. And for us too, we're sitting there going, what is even the point? We can't not review a new GPU. I'm not going to be like, Anthony, don't even bother. Actually, we did do that for one card. I can't remember which one it was. We were just like, forget it.
But not for like big Halo major releases, stuff like that. You got to.
We can't just ignore them. We have to talk about them. But how boring is it to talk about them and just go, yeah, everything's unreasonable. This sucks. This sucks. We can only make a video that says, yeah, this sucks.
Oh, yeah.
So many times.
Budget build guide. This is like bottom of the line stuff. It's going to cost you $1,400.
Yeah. It pulls the entire life force out of the gaming and the PC enthusiast communities. So I am so happy. This is such a relief for me. And the other thing too is like, yeah, I was able to get a card for my personal rig for sure, but it's not like I don't have friends or neighbors that are affected by this whole situation. We had the neighbor kid come over and he's just like, hey, Linus, I picked up this used PC on Craigslist. He was basically trying to pull a Scrapyard Wars. He picked up a used PC on Craigslist that was like pretty decent, but didn't have a GPU. And he's like, and I realized that GPUs are totally unreasonable. This sucks. I'm like, yeah, man.
It does suck because for years we've been suggesting people that they pull their own Scrapyard Wars, essentially. Go out, buy used parts, try to do all this kind of stuff, but the used market is just destroyed.
Yeah.
Like it's brutal.
It's a total
It's really
myth.
whack when it's technically cheaper to not go to the used market.
Right.
Like that's just that's
man.
an uncomfortable situation.
I've got them. Anyway, looking at 3dcenter.org, we can see there is the biggest availability and lowest prices on GPUs in 2 years, and the prices will have to drop further for the cards to keep selling. In addition, the previous American administration's stupid tariffs were lifted, and ASUS GPUs are set to drop by 25%. So here's the discussion question from Alex Clark. Do you think prices will actually stay down? I'm a bit concerned that NVIDIA, AMD, and everyone else, so Intel, I guess, is the everyone else in the GPU market, has realized that people will pay much higher prices for GPUs than they originally thought.
I think we were already seeing this trend. I think we've been seeing this trend over the last like 4 or 5 years. 5 years?
I mean, I'd say we've been seeing this trend. The first time we saw a $1,000 GPU, if I recall correctly, was the 8800 Ultra. And that was over 10 years ago. And so the idea of 1,000, and remember, that was $1,000 MSRP. So FTWs and whatever, they were $1,100, $1,200.
What year did Intel do that massive jump on their Extreme Editions?
That was with the... Was it the 5,000 series or 6,000 series? I think you might be right. I think it might have been the 6,000 series. So
that's when it felt like it was very heated up for me. Mm-hmm. That's when like prices on a lot of different things were jumping quite heavily. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's going to like fully reset to where it was. Mm-hmm. I do think it's going to come down.
Could it even come down more? Could the less price sensitive consumers have already gone in, and now it's the people who are like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait."
I think the less price sensitive consumers are people that go in repeatedly.
That's fair, right? So they might just go in again when 4000 series launches, which is going to happen this year.
So
we're going to see Intel Arc launch this year. We're going to see the next AMD cards launch this year.
What we might see is that at the very high end, there's a less of a lowering than on the lower end, if that makes sense.
Oh, Celsius corrects me. The 8800 Ultra wasn't $1,000. The original Titan was. You know what? I screwed that up. It was probably $1,000 Canadian, because I was working at NCIX at the time. So I would have priced a card at $1,000, but that would not have been $1,000 for our Americans. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, it was the Titan. And the justification for that was the Titan had more workstation-like capabilities. And then they just stripped it in the
that was when they were like, oh, it's not a gamer card. That's why it's so expensive. But
it's a Titan card. It's different.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing went completely out the window. Thanks very much for that, NVIDIA.
If you want the best for gaming, buy a Titan.
Well, they figured out everyone buying them was gamers anyway. And then they could charge more for the professional one. So whatever.
What was the original Titan?
NVIDIA gonna NVIDIA. The original Titan was $999. If I recall correctly. Yeah.
Trying to look up anything with Titan is so annoying.
Good news then. GPUs finally coming down.
Yeah.
But there's bad news.
Oh.
The price of silicon wafers is projected to increase by 25% by 2025. TSMC has raised prices. Intel is coming into the third-party fab game. I'm super excited about that. But don't celebrate just yet, because part of Intel bringing all those fabs online, I mean, have you guys seen the way that Intel is, I wouldn't say taking a beating on Wall Street, but they are certainly not a Wall Street darling right now. And there's concern that CEO Pat Gelsinger is just, whoa, he's spending so much on new fabs. Will there be a return? They're going to have to make that back. They're not going to come in and undercut everybody, right? Like, they're building more fabs because we need more capacity, even if prices go up. And I do not do stock tips. This is not investment advice. I think Intel's strategy is awesome, and I think they're going to kill it. I think it's just one of those things that's a longer term play than, your investment TV host is prepared to advise based on. I'm bullish. I own no Intel stock. I have no plans to take an Intel stock position. The only investment that I have outside of Linus Media Group Inc., Creator Warehouse Inc., Floatplane Media Inc., okay, like companies that I and Yvonne control, is Framework, okay? So I own my $100,000 of Framework or $200,000 of Framework. That should give you some idea, by the way, how much it's affecting our content. I don't actually remember how much it was. That was a conscious decision. I want it to be out of sight, out of mind. I don't want it to be about the appreciation. I hope they've achieved their mission. That's all.
Yeah.
If I make money, great. I like making money, but I'm not thinking about it. But I like what Intel's doing. That's what I have to say about that. But
bringing fabs online when there isn't enough capacity at other fabs makes sense.
It makes sense, but it costs a freaking lot of money.
Yeah.
Man, this video still hasn't come out yet. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a teaser because those Intel fab videos, it's taken a lot of layers of legal review. Okay, a lot of rounds of blurring and small edits. But they showed us, this is crazy. One of the construction projects that they have going right now, they literally built their own concrete factory on the corner of the lot because they were going to need so much concrete that rather than trucking it in, they just make it there.
Okay.
Big brain, okay?
Hey, man, gas is expensive.
Oh, I love it. Guys, those tours are going to be wild. Don't miss them when they finally get uploaded.
It'll happen eventually.
Anyway, there's more bad news. As more foundries are getting built, in Europe and the US, there's greater demand for wafers, but the wafer-making companies don't have plans to expand as quickly as the foundries are being made. Yep. Oh, that's a big problem, right? The supply of actual wafers. Oh, balls. Currently, almost all wafers are sold through 2024. And some suppliers have said that all their wafers are sold through 2026. So for those not familiar, the wafers are cut from the silicon ingots, which are these giant, like 150-pound, that's in the videos too, but we actually show a full ingot. It's crazy.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
That's sweet.
So they're sliced from an ingot, and they're these crazy, super pure silicon. It's not just like, just go to the beach, grind up some frickin' sand. There's your silicon, boys. Don't work like that. So there's no wafers, even if you have a fab, which is great, I guess. However, even if wafers do go up, that should only be a few percent increase in cost, but it does mean it will go up. Anthony also says, hey, don't forget about neon. Recent geopolitical events have affected the worldwide supply of neon, which is an important material. It's a noble gas, okay? Important material in the production of microprocessors. And the biggest worldwide supplier of neon happens to be
Ukraine.
Yeah. So I think I speak for everyone when I say, fuck you, Putin.
Putin. I like it.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't even care. I don't even care what your name is. I hope history forgets you.
I won't, but that would be great.
Yeah. We should learn from
probably not,
mistakes.
actually. Yeah, we probably should not.
Yeah, we should learn from mistakes, but right there, buddy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And obviously that is the least of the problems being caused by what's going on over there. Just, it's disgusting is pretty much all I have to say for that. I condemn aggression in any form. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, and thanks to Secret Lab for sponsoring this week's clips. Secret Lab chairs are engineered to keep you comfy, and with up to 5 years of warranty and a 49-day return policy, you're covered if anything goes wrong. Head to the link in the description to get your Secret Lab chair today.